So,
Come on, Josh, say something. Say
Come on, introduce us.
here we are again for another episode of It's All Marvel, and it's all connected, or not. This is your boy Josh. I got Mr. Tony Kaz and JB versus the World with me here. Got Tony Kaz down below, JB to my, what is this? My
that would be
left?
Everyone's right, your left.
Yeah, my left. So, today we're going to be talking about, I guess,
Josh, remind us a key figure today.
Key figure.
Yes, remind us a key figure today. The great Glenn Malone.
Ah, yes. Yeah, we are here without Mr. Glenn Malone today. He's enjoying his Father's Day.
Of course.
And happy Father's Day to everybody out there that's watching. All you good and active fathers out there.
Father's word is bond.
Happy Father's Day to all them fathers.
And also happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Juneteenth. So, first order of business, we're talking about Ms.Marvel. Have we been caught up on the latest episodes of Ms.Marvel?
Yes.
What are we thinking?
Oh man, I'm gonna let Tony go first. He's extra enthusiastic.
I'm pumped for. I'm pumped for this. I'm ready. Let's just jump right into it, man. I mean, we'll talk about some Ms.Marvel. Of course, second episode in the series, just released out this past Wednesday, right?
Wednesday night.
Yeah. Wednesday night. I just wanted to make sure because I wanted to make sure I was right. Interesting, very, very interesting second episode. Of course, leading into the episode, you have her falling in love and this new guy of some sort who was kind of shady anyways, and yet he was like very mysterious and quirky and cool, very cool guy, and she was kind of doubting herself, and she's like, no, I'm too nerdy for him, and yet it still works together. I don't know.
And he also happened to be Pakistani.
Yeah, the only Pakistani person in the school. It was Kismet.
Yeah.
And of course they had made a date for to go driving and to get driving lessons because she is horrible at everything that she does and everything that she touches.
Oh yeah, she learned to drive from Will Smith in Independence Day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's messed up. Will Smith don't do enough.
Hey, I mean, just take the sign, flip it upside down, and be like, all right, let's go this way without the oops.
And I feel like the best friend who definitely got friend zoned throughout the first and second episode so far.
Man, we don't talk about Bruno.
Woo! He is pining, bro. Pining. He loves her. Loves her big time.
And I thought Draymond Green was like one of the best defensive players I've ever seen. Like he was blocking the whole episode. Anytime dude got a little look, he just anyway. Nope.
Oh yeah. Blocked the entire light. It's like, oh, there's a guy right there. What are you doing?
Like she's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's like, hey, when we're gonna go ride bikes together? Yeah, but this guy's got a car.
I like those movies. I like Bollywood movies. Yeah, that's my favorite.
My nanny was in one.
Yeah, speaking of Bollywood movies, they actually they referenced the Eternals in that scene.
They did.
I don't know if anybody caught that, but they're referencing Kingo, aka Finger Guns.
Yeah, they did.
So he, his character's got a Bollywood career where every couple of decades he retires, and then his son takes over.
Oh yeah.
So
I summed up the whole second episode in about 20 words. There is not much in that whole section to kind of elaborate on. What do you think, Josh? Good, bad, ugly. Let's start out with the good first.
Well, I thought it was good. It was interesting. They actually laid out a little bit more of where the powers may be coming from, where the bangle is coming from. Um, Showed her using her powers a little bit more, getting a little more confident. There's actually some more training that she was going through, and she was learning how to use her powers as kind of like a jumping pad. But
Sorry.
yeah, I think that was probably the good parts for me is when she was doing a little training montage. She got inspiration from a video game, and got a little more experience using her powers, and also we got a little more, a little more mystery, but a little more questions answered, sort of, with where her powers are coming from.
I feel like that didn't get elaborated on enough, though. Do you agree or disagree?
Which part are you talking about?
As far as her powers are concerned, I mean, she has not necessarily limited use of her powers right now, as far as just making little step stools for herself.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second episode, of course, saving the kid from the tower was not an exciting, showcase for her powers.
Oh, she's not going to be an expert right off the bat.
No, and I get that. I totally get it. I know that she's easing into it like a warm bath.
Yeah. I kind of see it as like, here's my thing. She has a wild imagination, right? She's constantly thinking of crazy stuff back and forth, just like people coming to life on the walls, whatnot, whatever. So this power that she has, I feel, is tied to her imagination and her strength of will, kind of like, the Green Lantern.
That's exactly what it is, and they actually said that directly, that if she can imagine it, she can do it.
Exactly.
So it's almost a direct reference to a Green Lantern.
And if she can actually, she's kind of scared of it at this point, and if she can actually harness that, this is probably the best interpretation of her. Well, the best type of power she could have with the type of character she is, because with her wild imagination, she can think of just about anything to do with her powers. But she just has to have confidence to actually use it, because the training montage, it was more about the confidence of keeping those little stepping stones stable, as opposed to actually creating them, just creating them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
JB, how about you?
My good for this week's episode, I would probably have to say, is that we finally have a sense of direction. The first episode, we kind of were just doing stuff until Avengers Con, and then that ending just kind of happened. This was the episode I was looking for the first week. We got structure, we got things happening, we have bad guys, we got good guys, we got mystery, we got the lay of the land now. So for the rest of the way, it's going to be building blocks off of everything that we got off this episode. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed how she got so infatuated with the new kid, her cousin, that her cousin.
It might actually be her cousin. We don't know.
Hi, meet my brother and his wife. This is our cousin.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
She got so infatuated with him that she blew off her training to spend time with him, which is such a young in love thing to do. Yeah.
It goes along with the whole repertoire of the show itself.
Yes, I like the Easter eggs that they dropped. They dropped in a lot of Easter eggs, and some were direct, some were indirect. Some you just had to kind of pay attention to. Like the little boy that she said to the end was the shoe thief.
Yeah, he stole her friend's shoes. Yeah,
and that's something that wasn't like in your face, but if you paid attention to it, I thought it was like a nice little touch. So it was like when he fell in the car, then I was like, it's kind of what you get, you little thief. But but yeah, we have direction. We have a sense of where we're going. We have our ops officially. We got mysteries. Where we go from here, I'm excited to find out. That's my good.
Yeah, because right now at this point it's all theories. Because for example, when she was getting visions of this lady, that they're kind of leaning us towards that being her what is it, great grandmother,
nanny
yes.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's her grandmother's mother, her great grandmother. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the episode, when she gets saved by her cousin, he shows her this lady in the back seat. He says that's his mom, That's the lady she's been seeing in the visions. The same lady.
No, different.
No, it's the same lady, same actress.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody different because she was the grandmother who was the original holder of the bracelet.
This is the great grandmother.
Yeah, the great grandmother. She had gone missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Throughout the story.
Yeah, she'd gone missing, but apparently she's in the backseat
she
of the
was
kid's
an
car.
embarrassment to the family because of all the things that she did.
Yeah.
And I've done the whole out of the country foreign family gossiping ring. That's a very real thing, especially among the aunties.
Yeah.
Now
that's another.
They call them the Illuminantes.
Yeah, that's another
Man.
interesting point. I like that. they had all the different cliques in the mosque.
Man, the Illuminantes, like the auntie click up, the auntie team up.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbeatable.
What was the other ones? You had the Illuminantes. You had the what was it? The pious boys.
Yeah, the pious boys.
You had the TikTok chicks. I forgot what their name was. And
I forgot what they were called too.
You had like the bros. It's like the bros with the cars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all going to work their way into the storyline at some point in time, but I feel like this one really hung on to the very childlike innocence for the theme of the show. I feel and at some point in time, I'm feeling like she should grow up and she should grow past this. But I feel like they're going to let it continue on throughout the whole series. And that's something I just don't like. I don't like the it's weirdness. Like it's just really, really weird childhood innocence that
Tony,
that
did you
the show?
Tony, did you watch Naruto by any chance?
No.
How about you, Josh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I kind of feel like the childlike innocence and the tone and all the things moving in the background, like the lighthearted things that Tony's referring to, is kind of like the early days of Naruto with Inner Sakura, where and as the series progressed, like they grew out of it and they stopped doing it completely.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen.
It kind of has to, because how can you do all the little cartoony stuff when you got to deal with Kang the Conqueror?
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're going to take all the kids and the Young Avengers and give them the Spider-Man treatment and make them grow up really quick.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like that they're hanging on to that Captain Underpants mentality through the first 2 episodes, and it's just very much a very cartoony, very CW type of show.
Oh no,
CW.
No,
it's not that bad.
CW. I'm just saying Riverdale. It's very Riverdale, where it's just like, oh, here comes the love interest. Oh, what is she gonna? Oh, she's gonna abandon her family to go with the love interest because that's what children do. Like it's very stereotypical. And it shows a pattern that like.
So what you're saying is you don't want it to turn into Gilmore Girls with superpowers.
Or you don't want nobody to get off the plane.
Pretty much. Especially for the show. I mean, it's going to have to turn. It's going to have to turn at some point in time. I'm thinking 3 or 4. Definitely in the middle.
Yeah, I would give it to 4.
5 and 6.
I would say 3 or 4 is about the right time for it to turn.
In 3, we're going to actually get, the origins of the powers, I think. And at the tail end of it, leading into 4, we'll find out who the big bad is.
I think that we got an idea of who the big bad is. I think it could be old Playboy and his mama.
Oh, you think so?
Definitely. Yeah.
I saw him immediately. I'm like, okay, at this point, either one of the two is going to turn.
Playboy and his hot mama.
Well, he's actually a character in the comics. He's also an Inhuman.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Kamala Khan was an Inhuman from the beginning.
Yeah,
he's also an Inhuman in the comics. He has the ability to turn into like this crystal looking dude, and he can like shoot lights or sparks, kind of like Jubilee.
Okay.
Yeah, good riff off.
Hey, I mean,
Jubilee was a vampire, so. for a long time.
Yeah.
Look, she was a DJ at a rave, and just never went away.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Dazzler through all the lit parties.
Oh yeah, yeah. She and Dazzler were pretty interchangeable at one point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The bad and ugly. We're gonna combine them together today to speed up a little time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they go hand in hand.
A little bit. Not that I have much to complain about this week. How about you guys?
It was a much better writing episode than the first one, I think.
By far.
Yeah. The writing was good. The only really complaint I had was how sloppily Kamala tried to save the kid after she lost her concentration. Mm-hmm. Like that was bad. Like
I liked that. I liked it because it was bad.
It was really bad because I mean she was just like ping ponging the guy back and forth.
And where did the costume come from?
Unless she just kept it on her.
She keeps it in her bag.
Yeah, it's just always in the bag, like always.
Yeah.
Like
she's like,
I'm gonna throw in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's like, something happened, and she ran into an alley and changed. Or maybe she found a phone booth. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe she did it on top of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She keeps a Kamala Khan's sack somewhere.
The Kamala cowl. And you actually notice the cardboard helmet. It's all kind of bent up and messed up. So she's been like keeping it wedged up in a backpack somewhere.
Yeah. That's probably true. Yeah, I have to agree though. I have to agree that was probably the not necessarily a bad moment for me, but I felt like the ending was a bit rushed for me. Especially when the dude just like appeared out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, get in!" And like every single one of the guards that was there was like,
and she literally jumped over their truck.
Yeah,
and then disappeared. And they're like, "Oh, where did she go?"
That was so stupid.
Run around the truck, bust that UE around the truck, bust that corner around the truck. It's right there. It's not even that much of a stretch.
Yeah, and then they're all literally the
that's pretty bad.
Car? What do you mean car? Car?
My bad and ugly would be how like the cops hard on the catcher. Like she automatically like she's a bad guy. She must be stopped. It's like, dude, all these superheroes running around. She saved somebody and she did, and that's who your focus is.
Yeah, right.
That's who you just have this unbelievably hard on for. I just didn't like that.
What is it? The DODD? Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
I don't even know. It's not even like a regular name that I remember.
Well, they introduced it in Spider-Man: Homecoming, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, it was the people that basically made what's his name?
Mysterio?
No, the other movie. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, Vulture?
The Vulture, yeah. They basically cost Vulture his job in the beginning.
Oh, I thought it was Tony Stark's people.
No, I don't think it's...
Or a government agency that was working on behalf of Stark Industries.
They might have
They're
had
either Stark or Stark affiliated.
Let me see real quick. It's a DODC, Department of Damage Control.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a partnership between Tony Stark and the U.S. government. So the thing is, they confiscate all this tech, like the alien tech, the stuff that they got from Homecoming and from it's all like post Battle New York stuff. And then I guess they're kind of running around as like the new SHIELD, investigating these people with powers and stuff. So, and actually, I think the guy with the beard that was part of the DODC, he was actually in Spider-Man: No Way Home. When everybody got arrested, he was the guy kind of grilling them in the police interrogation room.
That's interesting.
And I also think he kind of knows something about Kamala Khan already, because he he kind of had that look when they were talking about her powers.
Trying to read a little bit into the DODC. It's just P. Cleary, Sadie Deaver, who are the main two characters in the DODC.
Right.
They just look for clues and they try to piece together things, and they classify them as enhanced individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're super sleuths.
Yeah.
Well, they're more than that because at the end of Spider-Man with Mysterio, they actually, from what I can tell, confiscated all the Edith drones because those are actually what they were using against Kamala in the alleyway.
Oh yeah, they were.
They were like repainted Edith drones.
Huh.
Now they say initially a subsidiary of S.H.I.E.L.D., the DODC was first mentioned in 2008's Iron Man. Tony Stark agreed with the federal government for a joint venture that would contain and repair all damage caused by many battles between superheroes and villains, even the minor ones. And as the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series hinted on a pair of occasions, still the first DODC agent appeared for the first time only in Spider-Man Homecoming, when they operated in the between the Criminal Avengers and Spider-Man. The DODC had also interrogated Peter Parker after the news of his real identity broke out.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep. So they're kind of like a subgroup of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Subgroup of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Even though S.H.I.E.L.D. is or isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they get more in the Sword.
That depends on how strongly you want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be canon.
I really want it to be canon because I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I do too. I really do.
Like if Daisy were to ever show up in the MCU, I would flip my shit completely.
And I actually,
she's a great character. I feel like they jumped the bus a little bit on her on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but
yeah, but
they had to.
They kind of did that with everybody though toward the end, except for Fitzsimmons. Fitz forever.
Oh yeah, Fitz forever.
Fitz
fantastic character.
But I did notice something, when I was watching the episode with this last episode of Ms.Marvel. Not only were they using drones that were left over from Edith, if you notice the guns they have, it's extremely similar to like it's using sonic tech that they used against the Hulk, right? Or that was mounted into the Edith drones themselves because they had sonic tech in it. But the overall design of the gun, the way it's put together, it reminds me of that gun that Coulson had in the first Avengers movie.
Oh, Big Bertha.
Yeah, the one that was made from the Destroyer.
Yeah. That's a cool gun.
Yeah, and I want to say they're going to be using more of that stuff, and DODC is going to be playing a bigger part in She-Hulk.
I feel as long as they don't apprehend everybody, I think they're going to push more towards She-Hulk with the apprehension of enhanced individuals,
right?
And that's how they're going to push things to She-Hulk too. But
here's another question: if they're apprehending people, are they controlling the raft? Like, who controls the raft now that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone?
Ooh.
I'm not sure, but when who was it that was controlling the Avengers? The UN, when they have the raft?
Oh, the World Council or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, did they get dissolved?
No.
What happened? No, the members of the World Council got captured at one point, but then
I know that some people,
if you call a Deadpool a Marvel entity now, it technically got blown up a little bit.
I know some people had escaped the raft and escaped whatever confinement they were in during the blip. That's how Abomination got out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the leader exists and the leader escaped.
Yeah, we haven't heard of the leader since the Hulk movie. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
actually,
a fantastic character, by the way.
I want to say that we heard about where Abomination was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They actually said he was in a separate facility.
Yeah, some sort of frozen facility in like
Right.
Antarctica or something like that.
Yeah.
Or the North Pole, one of them.
I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. has like a billion off-site facilities.
Of course.
Anyways, speaking of exciting things, Doctor Strange coming to Disney Plus, June 22nd. Who's ready for that? Woo woo!
Definitely. I've already watched it a couple times on the big screen, and I'm ready to watch it on the small screen.
Nice.
Break it down, see some stuff in the background I haven't noticed before.
No, have you noticed that they've also come out with the Sony, what are you doing? What are you doing, Sony? Come on.
Oh no.
They've come out with the re-release of Spider-Man to coincide with the losses that they've received from the second showing of Morbius.
There was a second showing of Morbius?
Yes, they put it back in theaters, and there was a petition to do it again. And in the second showing, they only collectively made $85,000.
Yeah, that was probably nothing but fans of 30 Seconds to Mars that did that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Speaking about the kill.
Oh, you're
Not
so
to say that
bad.
that's a bad movie. You know what? There's a lot of continuation that they're trying to do with the Sinister Six, and not even the Sinister Six, but adding more of their repertoire from the Spideyverse. And to be honest, they're not that interesting.
But see, they're not sinister either.
They're not.
Right, they're the Save Six now.
Yeah, because Morbius was always a good guy.
Wait,
And
what'd you call them? The Safe Six?
The Save Six.
Morbius was always a good guy, and the Vulture at the end of Spider-Man was kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
Kind of had a
He
little
was never
redemption
really a
to him.
bad guy.
No,
He was never a bad guy.
He was just a guy
trying to do right by
in a
his
hard
family.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, he got screwed over and made the best of a bad situation by doing some bad stuff. It is what it is.
But I mean, it's so wild. They tried to tie it in with the rest of the with Spider-Man No Way Home. That first of all, how did he get jumped into another universe in the first place? And second of all, where did he get all his equipment if the Chitauri never invaded?
See, and here's another thing. Sony. All right, this is me talking to you, Sony. Sony,
Mano a mano.
like personal chat, safe space. Stop trying to build future movies in your present movies. Stop it.
True.
Like they did
mean,
that.
they were
That's
trying
why-
to build up off Spider-Man. They tried to
That's
build
why-
up off Venom. They tried to build off, the Sinister Six, and it's just not. It's not working at all.
And that's why these movies suck. They're counting on baking on money and movies that they haven't made that nobody wants or asks for. Because you can't even do this one right. You can't do this one right. I'm gonna trust you to see another one.
Yeah, because all
I
they're
didn't see
doing.
that.
Here's the funny thing, right? And that I know Marvel has done this and in their entirety. They've always linked together each individual movie. So there's always been someone who played the main antagonist in the movie, and they've linked him throughout. And that was Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was in all the original movies, and he started the cascade of, stardom.
Yeah, him and Nick Fury were the guys.
So for the Sonyverse, here they are. They're just throwing movies at you. They're like, here, take this and take this. There is nothing linking each other. There is nothing, and
You need connections.
like the end clips. That was an afterthought.
Oh, and
Thank you for
literally,
giving us an afterthought.
people
and
were
then
talking
they
about
invest-
suing Sony about all the all the early trailers trying to connect it to Spider-Man.
And then they invest so much time into it in the movie that they're trying to tell me that I don't give a damn by the end.
Nobody
You
cares.
really don't.
Nobody
Nobody
cares.
Because, I mean, honestly, like, even the CG was terrible.
Ugh.
Like, it reminded me, did you ever watch, what is it called? It's the Van Helsing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The-
Van
the-
Helsing with
Hugh Jackman.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. When Dracula turns into Dracula, that's exactly what it looks like to me.
What was that? 2002. Good lord.
Yeah, it was way back there.
Man,
I think the one thing that I am excited about is our third subject, the good old Wonder Man coming to Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, see, I love Wonder Man. It's such a great character, and I appreciate they're finally kind of bringing him into the big screen because he hasn't had a lot of time in any of the cartoons for real.
Oh yeah,
and he's had plenty of his own comics and stuff, but he's never had a live action thing yet.
Give Wonder Man some love, please.
Old Simon Williams. And he's got some interesting parallels to some characters we already have in the universe.
All right, cool.
For example, let's see if I can find it here.
No, in all honesty, are they just digging for like the next Disney Plus show, or do you think that what they have is gold? Because they're going with Agatha Harkness, they're going with Echo, they're going with I'm sure at some point the Young Avengers. Of course, they're going to bring in Blade. Now they have all of these not necessarily blockbuster shows, but do you feel like Wonder Man has enough to bring to the table with him not being a mainstream type of hero?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I kind of feel like Kevin Feige hasn't really swung and missed when it comes to introducing characters to this point. Everything has kind of been built to something, and everybody has a purpose in some way, shape, or form in the bigger scope of things. So if he wants to do Wonder Man, then he has my full trust that it's going to turn out right. And there's a plan in place for Wonder Man in the tapestry that is the MCU.
Yeah, because there's so many threads they could pull to bring him into the MCU and establish him as a character. Because he's got ties to pretty much all the main MCU people, even the ones that we're currently going into right now. Because
but he's not necessarily ever carried anything himself.
Not necessarily, but but the thing is, his connections. His connections involve his family has like $1 billion tech company that was kind of pushed out of the way by Tony Stark and Stark Industries. And he actually gets his powers. He's got ion-based powers, like he's got superhuman strength, vision, flight, stuff like that. He actually gets that from Baron Zemo in the comics. And I want to say, yeah, it's right here. It says, in one comic, he actually dies at one point or gets put into a catatonic state, and they use his brain patterns to actually create Vision. So he has a connection to Vision also.
Oh, that's right.
Now they're talking about this particular show being billed as a comedy.
Oh no.
See, that's why they probably should have gone with Nathan Fillion then.
Yeah. I
don't know about that one. I mean,
Marvel, the MCU just, I don't know. Like I said, they haven't really missed on anything. If anything that's close to just uninteresting or just kind of meh on that's newer is the Eternals for me. They made Shang-Chi work, and Shang-Chi is very obscure.
Oh yeah, definitely a C-list hero.
Yeah, like people know like Batman 2 before they know Shang-Chi, and
I mean in the comics, Shang-Chi was like a dude that did kung fu. That was it. He had no powers.
He is Asian Iron Fist, which is sad.
Iron Fist would whoop his ass in the comics. So,
Oh yeah.
In the MCU, not so much.
No matter what whatever the Iron Fist is doing at this point.
Then again, Iron Fist does have guns now, so.
Oh yeah. He's got golden bullets.
Mm-hmm. And there's like 3 of them running around, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hey Josh, you want to pull up number 4?
Let's see. Number 4, we're talking about Thor.
Nope, one before that. Sorry, he mislabeled.
Of course.
Or number 3. It'll be number 3. Or no, 1, 2, 3.
Number 3. It'll be number 3. Number 3 2. 3B.
3B.
Yeah. So number 3B, we're getting our first look at Wakanda Forever. So let me see if we can.
Actually post a link to something, right?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's nervous for this movie?
I'm kind of nervous for it too, because it's I don't know. It's going to be really, really sensitive with if they're going to have like a new actor play T'Challa or what they're going to do.
No,
I haven't seen this trailer.
They're not going to recast T'Challa, they said, which I think is a crying shame. We get like 16 Batman, 87 Spider-Man. We've got like 14. We got like 54 Superman. Black Panther, T'Challa is one of those characters that's very iconic and very important in the role of Marvel, not just in the MCU but in comics. And I feel like, especially me being black, that if you take that away, you take away the opportunity to tell the stories and his role in those stories that not just me, but younger people don't get a chance to experience as well. Now, I understand that, Chadwick was important and Chadwick's death was a tragedy and it's awful that it happened, but I don't think that he would want the role to end with him. Like, I take some time, take a few years, like, don't do whatever you want to do with the world of Wakanda and Black Panther's role in the MCU, but I don't want them to end T'Challa in the MCU right now. I think it will be a crying shame if they did. So my worry for this is that they say that T'Challa died. That's my biggest worry.
I kind of feel that they're in a continuation of the story. I feel like they can, and it's it's a hard line to cross when you're trying to get past someone who has such an iconic role,
right, into
bringing your next level of especially of the seasons to continue forward. And with Chadwick Boseman, he nailed it every single step of the way. Now, if they need to progress the story, I feel like they need to either move past that, and it's not necessarily a racial issue. Has nothing to do with, ethnicity in general. I feel like if they need to get past the storyline, they need to move it forward. But if they need to move it forward, they could recast it, or they could happen to pass the mantle, which they're trying to do, and just say, look, this is what happened to Black Panther. He died somehow, tragic freak accident. How are we going to get on with this? And especially with the war between them and Atlantis, how are they going to progress forward with Atlantis trying to take over Wakanda?
Yeah, I figure at this point, it's too far into the MCU for them to start, recasting people and, too far into the project and stuff like that. Especially with
there comes a hard line again, because
you literally
in the DC version, you're looking at Ezra Miller right now.
Well, see, that's DC. Yeah. They can do whatever they want because they're always going to be in
They literally did that with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but see, that's early in the project though, because you got Mark Ruffalo, but you also have Don Cheadle.
But you also did with Mark Ruffalo. You did that literally right before, right at the Avengers. Right at the biggest project, the first big milestone.
Right.
Like, you did that. I think you should just wait a while, obviously, before you just bring T'Challa back into the fold. But I think it would be a crying shame if you just left him out. I mean, look at all the stuff that you leave him out of, like the Illuminati, Avengers versus X-Men, the Intergalactic Kingdom of Wakanda, King of the Dead. Like there's so much stuff. There's a lot. There is so much and more happening. Like even now that you can do with T'Challa, and if you just let the role die with Chadwick, then you deprive.
When they finally bring in the X-Men, like who's going to marry Storm? I mean,
yeah.
I
feel like M'Baku really needs to step up and take that reign. Although he needs to fight Shuri, even though she is not ready. I don't think physically. She's mentally ready, but physically, I don't think she's ready to take over the reins. And then she'll find her own way of doing it eventually. But
she may not need to rely on her physicality as much, because she's got all this tech.
Yeah. But
I mean, when you're talking about the traditional battle, though, the traditional battle for King was always done physically with a
that's true
fighting. So.
That's true, unless there was nobody to contest it.
Well,
yeah.
What
I think they should do is they should write T'Challa off, say he's gone missing, say he disappeared, presume him dead, and the beef with Atlantis is the reason that they're blaming on. But at the end of the day, some years later, you reveal that Doom has him. Because Doom is on the way.
Okay.
So he's chained up somewhere in Latveria.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. You guys want to go and watch this teaser trailer?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Can you hear it?
No.
Uh-oh.
Is the audio coming through?
Nope.
Uh-uh.
All right, let me change something real quick.
Oh boy, screen culture.
Yeah, this is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. Let's stop that.
Maybe we'll just skip over it. It's just a teaser trailer.
Here we go.
I don't even think it's real because it's from Screen Culture, right?
I mean, it may not be, but we'll see.
All right.
Let's try it again. How about now?
Nothing.
No audio?
Nothing.
Nope.
What is going on?
Yeah, skip over. That's all right.
It's Screen Culture. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out later.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that would get like a world premiere or something.
Yeah.
We'll go into 4A.
Yeah, so
4A.
Are there two fours? No, it's four. Number four is 4. Okay, so Thor 4, Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor's the only person or the only Avenger so far that's gotten 4 movies all to himself.
That's true. That is
true.
What are we thinking about Thor: Love and Thunder?
Tony, I'm gonna let you go first on this stuff.
Okay. Fun. It's gonna be a fun movie. I feel like his mental issues, his physicality, of course, coming back, and the way that he has to kind of figure himself and where he stands in the world is going to be the big thing. Just trying to find himself and as far as where his people are and not necessarily his people anymore. His friends are by his side, but are they really? He's now with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but is he really with them? And does he need to find himself in that too? It's a debacle and everything that's entitled with it. I feel like once again, they're going to put a lot of humor based in this show for something that should be a little more serious, especially with the God Butcher trying to kill him at some point in time within the movie, or him actually knowing of the God Butcher. But I feel like 75% of it is just going to be him just kind of moping around, trying to find himself and doing what he needs to do to get by. I don't know. It should be fun. It's going to be a goofy movie. And if they make it like anything of like Guardians of the Galaxy, there's going to be a lot of lightheartedness to something that's a serious matter.
Right.
And that's what they're trying to do with a lot of their shows lately.
Well, you saying it might be a goofy movie, I think me and you might be eye to eye on that. But Caroline, the best album never came out. Anyway.
I understood that reference.
But
Glenn,
you're right. Phase 4 has been basically about status quo change. I said that last week, and this is more the same of that. You're right. This is probably going to be more lighthearted than it needs to be, but it's definitely going to be a good time. It's definitely going to be fun. I feel like Thor has finally found his gimmick. He's found his thing. He's found his groove as a character. And I'm looking forward to that. But I need this to be totally more serious, especially considering who Gore the God Butcher is. Thor has some heavy hitters as villains, really heavy hitters. And to this point, they fumbled on all of them. Like, all of them. Like, Hela was pretty non-existent until... well, definitely tame.
Tame is a good word.
Definitely that, but she wasn't really...
She can go ham when she wants to.
She
can slay people down like nobody's business.
Her compared to the comics, they definitely.
I'm pretty sure even in the movie they gave her a lot of Gore the God Butcher's powers. Because one of Gore's main things is he can summon swords out of nowhere.
Yeah, so can she.
Well, yeah, I don't think she could do that in the comics, but that was something that Gore was known for, and they gave her his powers.
She was kind of like Scorpion, where she'd be like, "Get over here."
Yeah, but she's definitely good with the necromancy, which is what she did.
Yeah.
But her relevancy to the plot, she literally wasn't relevant to the plot until the end. She was just an obstacle to overcome at the end.
Yeah, she was her own plot. She was like, I've been here all along.
Yeah, and it's like, cool. Well, tell us your story. It's like, tell us your story. But we're going to the war. We're going to the war for like 3/4 of the movie, and we got to deal with that for most of the movie. And they're like, Hela's still here. She's still a thing, and we got to deal with that now. It just wasn't handled very well, and they took it the most seriously because Malekith is a heavy hitter, super heavy hitter.
Time management was very poor.
Right. So do better with that by Gore, because Gore is a major deal. They have to do right by that. Yeah, if you want to deal with Thor with his identity crisis, him trying to figure himself out, cool. You want to deal with Jane being Lady Thor and Valkyrie trying to find a queen, cool. Deal with all those things, but make room for the villain too, and make room for a more serious tone, so we could take this more seriously.
I feel like a lot of it's going to get edited out, unfortunately, and I think a lot of it's going to be due to time crunching. And there's a lot of story left in the particular writing aspect, but I feel like there's not enough time to tell the story.
You could be right about that. Josh, what do you think?
I think it's a lot of stuff going on, and they will be pressed for time trying to explain everything in a sufficient way. But I do think though that they're not showing us a whole lot of Gore to begin with, because they kind of want to save him for the actual movie. We get a couple of flashes of him here and there, but you don't really get to see him do anything.
Are they going to do any symbiote stuff is what I want to know.
Probably not.
I feel like I feel like they're probably going to skip over the whole symbiote thing.
I mean, we saw a little piece of the symbiote, left over from Spider-Man No Way Home, but they're probably not going to go anywhere with that.
Probably not. But a man
can drink. You can't tell the story of what's his name, Null.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of storyline.
Change the game for the Venom character and that whole line. Change the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really
feel like
need
they need to do the same thing that they did for Kamala Khan that they did for Gore the God Butcher, and especially with the Necroman sword and things that are happening. But I think we've all said it. The story needs to change. The not necessarily enhanced abilities of the God Butcher, but how he fits into the storyline is going to be very important. And I think if they're going to go ha 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 funny and then super serious, I feel like it kind of brings back to the Dark World series, which was a disaster for them. It was a disaster of a movie. And I feel like they can't have all of that super seriousness going on without kind of breaking it up with a little bit of haha funny.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this.
Their niche.
Do you think it would be better for them to have a 2-hour movie to try to crunch everything in, or a 6-episode series? Because when you think about it, you have more time to tell the story in a 6-episode series, but you're just
They definitely do, and they've been taking advantage of that. They've definitely been taking advantage of that to this point with telling longer narrative, more thought out narratives.
Yeah.
Like I think that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier probably might be the biggest beneficiary of that next to WandaVision.
Yep.
Yeah, you could actually take Falcon and Winter Soldier and watch all 6 episodes back to back, and it's just one huge Captain America movie.
Even in the Loki storyline, it was very much, trying to find each other in the multiverse and trying to piece things together. So I feel like
even with Loki, you can tell a grand story in a 6-episode series.
Oh yeah, huge.
Absolutely.
I feel like Thor would definitely benefit from Thor 4 of being a 6-episode series as well, with each individual episode going with like the God Butcher, Natalie Portman, Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then finally culminating at the end like the What If series in like an epic battle at the
end. Like everybody versus the God Butcher. Yeah. Which probably wouldn't end well.
No.
But that's beside the point.
No.
Somebody dies like Valkyrie.
Yeah. So moving on to point number 5. Is it 5? Well, it's actually 6, but it's number 5.
4 or 5. Our last point.
Yeah, the final point. We have Madam Web, Euphoria. And it's going to be starring a
Sydney
Sweeney, who is apparently going to be playing. Well, fan castings put her as Black Cat or Gwen Stacy, but as they say, anything's possible. We don't know exactly what she's going to be doing. Definitely not going to be playing Madam Web because she's an old lady.
I just need to know who asked for this. Who asked for this? Over at Sony said, you know what? You know what we need? We need a Madam Web movie. We need
that
a
one
movie about this
obscure
old
character
lady that don't do nothing but sit in an interdimension somewhere and give orders and be telepathic with spider people. Which spider people isn't even really, it's a thing, but it's not a thing.
Yeah, spider totems.
Right. Who asked for this?
I think what they're doing is trying to get on Sony's nerves because apparently, Madam Web is not part of, not close enough to Spider-Man in contract to actually include her in that contract. So they can use Madam Web.
Yeah.
So they can use Madam Web in the MCU. Is this an MCU thing?
Well, plus they're going with Dakota Fanning or Dakota Johnson. I'm sorry, Dakota Johnson for Madam Web as well.
Okay.
I don't even think Madam Web even showed up in the Spider-Verse.
No, not at all.
Not even once. Just who asked for this?
Nobody. It's the same people that asked for Morbius, the same people who asked for Kraven, the same people who are asking for a Scorpion movie, the same people who are asking for, not necessarily the crappy Carnage movie, but
You grip that IP tight, Sony. That's what you do. You grip that long tight. Because that's what you do. You really try to hold on to it for their life. Nobody wants this. Nobody asked for this. Nobody.
Oh, so this is a Sony production. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Sony.
they're trying to milk
Sony
they're trying to milk every last bit of spider related media.
Anything. Spider related anything. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Madam Web is probably they're trying to have a jumping off point where they can go to the Spider Wars.
They told me in commercials that Morbius is the newest Marvel legend. Fuck you, Sony. I hate you.
By legend, they mean imaginary.
I heard that they're going to come out with the Hammerhead and Tombstone movie too.
They meant urban legends.
I hate you, Mark Sony. I hate you so much. I words cannot describe how much loathing I feel for you. I could get with the Kraven movie. I just can't get with Sony doing it. Because I have a feeling if we do a Kraven movie, somehow Chameleon is going to be a backlash or a section for Chameleon or some other obscure character.
I'll give them Chameleon if they actually make Shocker look legit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And,
back,
and
who was that played Shocker? Was that Bokeem Woodbine that played Shocker? You'd bring him back.
Yeah, if you can get the Kingpin to kind of bring everything together too, that would be fantastic.
You know what? Why not throw what's the guy in the wheelchair's name?
Alistair Blythe.
Alistair, yeah, is it Blythe? Yeah. He was the guy that makes all the spider drones and turned into a mutant at one point.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, Smythe. That's it.
Smythe. Blythe was Batman Beyond.
Yeah. Alistair Smythe.
But yeah, Alistair Smythe. Yeah.
I mean, to be
and then
honest,
we could throw in Hobgoblin and all this other kind of stuff too.
Or not Mephisto. We've had Mysterio. We've had Chameleon. The Shocker. They have the Tinkerer. They have, like I said, Hammerhead. They have
the Noodler, Silvermane.
The Vulture, the
Silver Sable.
I know the Scorpion, the Jackal, the Beetle, the Kangaroo, the Tarantula, and the Puma.
Don't forget the Ruda and the Tuda.
Yeah, Molten Man, Hydro Man, Sandman, Electro Man.
It's not
Avatar: The Last Airbender, man.
Yeah, they've had them all. They have them all, and who knows? Who knows? I think they're just throwing things at a board, and they're like, "Oh, Hobgoblin! All right, let's bring them back."
Look, they're basically saying, "Look, man, we need to hold on to this property before we lose now." What's the thing on the board we could do? We could do Multiman movie. Do it.
Yeah. Well, you see how that turned out with Fox and the Fantastic Four. They struggled to hold on to that property, and they turned it into crap.
Well, if you remember, they had New Mutants. That movie was ugh.
They really tried with that. Magic was cool. When Magic let loose, that
Magic
was cool.
Yeah, I like the characters, the story.
A Magic
not so
movie
much.
would have been awesome.
I didn't like her having Lockheed though.
Yeah, Lockheed. I like Lockheed, but not the way they portrayed him in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was literally her imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Great. It was. Did you ever see that movie on Netflix called Happy?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of, like a floating, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah.
It's like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of thing.
Yeah. Just somebody kind of talking in your ear, but
right.
Good Lord.
All right, man, we're at an hour, so
yeah. So, bottom line, Marvel's doing pretty good. Sony's trash at this point. Everything Sony does turns to sand.
Sadly, grasping at straws.
Sony, if you hear me out, quit clout chasing. Please. I'm exhausted for you.
For real.
Yep.
JB, if people were looking for you, where would they find you, sir?
Not in a Sony movie theater. All right, you can find me. You can find me at JB versus the World, spelled out like that, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can find me on Twitter at JBV the World, because versus was just too long for it. And you can find me at my central hub, all my stuff, at jbversustheworld.com. I just dropped a new video today for Juneteenth, working with other Black creatives celebrating Juneteenth.
Beautiful. Josh, where would they find you?
Nowhere right now.
Excellent.
I'm on quarantine. So.
Keep your vid to your side of the screen.
Yeah. Tony, where can they find you?
You can always look for my name right here, Tony Kaz. You could look for the Pod Guys Podcast, PODGUYZ Podcast. Google us. You'll find us every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. And we're everywhere, man. We are searching the globe, spanning everywhere, one day at a time.
Awesome. So let's see if we can get this ending going without messing it up. This was CNA Complete Nerd Authority, MCU podcast. 2 fingers.
Complete Nerd Authority.